Good morning, everyone. This is the doctor. I say morning, but it's because I just woke up. It's actually about 12:57 p.m. here in the Pacific Northwest, and it is, of course, a mildly cloudy day right now. And it is April 21st, 2020, the day before the big Final Fantasy Tactics patch drops tomorrow. If you haven't heard already the news that we're getting 10 free 10 pulls every single day during the Final Fantasy Tactics banner, then you have heard it now. And in this video, we're going to be going over all of the UR cards. This is going to be my first card video that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going over all of the cards and all of the different tiers, talking about their primary stats, their strengths, their weaknesses, where I see them being used, and how I particularly use them. So let's go ahead and jump in first. Now, I put Moraga first, and the reason I put Moraga first is he was actually the first UR anything I ever pulled. And I did not realize how incredible he was. When I first got him, I kind of looked at his stats and I looked at like, oh, attack, weakness, resistance, that's terrible. I guess the slash attack plus is nice. And then I literally went and I put another card on another unit and I just ignored it. So some things to think about since we're here talking about UR cards and talking about cards in general. The UR cards do have higher base stats and they do have higher party effects. It is harder to max them out though, because of course they are UR cards, but their party effects are generally stronger. And if you have a UR card and it suits the build that you're trying to do, more than often is not the case, you want to level it up, just like your Espers, level it up and get those stats grown as much as possible and then start using it. So with Moraga, he gets slash attack plus 15 with a max at 35. Now keep in mind that's not added on to direct attack. That's a modifier of total attack on the right side of the equation. He gets attack, weakness, resistance, which we'll just throw that out the window. He gets a chunky HP 346, attack 169, and a tiny magic 10. So this is going to be going on your primary slash attack user. This would be your Stearns. It could be your Mont as well. You have to consider that the HP plus is very generous on this card. It is one of the higher HP plus cards out there. And you'll notice that all of the base stats except for the magic are actually higher than Ifrit's as well over there. So Moraga is a very strong, either for bruiser or your main line or an offensive card. Those are kind of all of the roles I would put it in, and it's my number one recommended personally, just because I've gotten so much use out of it. Now, of course, we have the top JP card, the card that's coming out tomorrow, and that's going to be the Beowulf card, and it's going to have a party effect of agility plus 2% at its base level with a max of plus 15%, the strongest party effect in the entire game. And then on the character that it's equipped to, it's going to have slash attack plus 2 with a max of 10%. And the stats are a little bit moderate, kind of similar to Ramza if you think about it. HP 162, attack 144, magic 90. Kind of finds a nice balance between all of them, but it's not going to lean too heavily in one direction. So if you do get lucky in your free 10 pulls and you pull copies of this card, honestly, I would awaken it, even if you can awaken it to max, and I would level it up. Because even if you're going to hit that agility plus 8, plus 9, plus 10%, you're not going to hit that plus 15%. You're still going to be adding a slash attack modifier to the character that's using it. You're still going to be adding that agility to your party, which could be extremely valuable, whether you're a mage party or whether you're a physical party. So overall, this is the top card in JP. No doubt it will become the top card in Global. There is no other card similar to this card. There is no other party agility buff card out there. If you can get this, you need to get this, and I would highly recommend focusing for this in the upcoming banner. Now let's talk about Ifrit. Ifrit is a high attack 133. Again, you'll notice it's lower than Ramza and lower than Moraga. HP 323 is pretty beefy, I would say. And his strongest capability is that he adds attack plus 15% to the whole party at a base level, and then he at a max level can add plus 50%. And then personally as well, he adds fire attack plus 2 or plus 10 at fully max level as well. So Ifrit is one of those characters that he's a great Esper to put on an attacking unit. He's not going to have the highest attack, he's not going to have the highest HP. but the party buff alone is the reason you want to put Ifrit on. Ifrit is probably the most important attack-focused Esper out there. Card out there. There are tons of other cards that do give the party attack plus buff, but none of them hit that attack plus 50% cap for the entire party. Now, coming in here, we're going to be taking a look at Siren. Siren has a party buff of water attack plus 10 with a max of 35. Siren is also going to increase water resistance plus 5 with a max of plus 10. HP plus 300, pretty reasonable. Magic plus 131, very reasonable as well. Attack plus 60, so not as big of an attack penalty as, say, Moraga. I would say Siren's going to be, if you pull her, you're just going to put her on whatever unit you can, since her base stats are probably pretty high compared to the other cards. And, I mean, the water attack might be helpful, the water resistance might be useful, but I think in terms of base stats, her magic is probably going to be one of the higher base magic stat cards that you have. Lioness Kingdom, second unit. Now, I'm not sure if this card's out in Global yet. I'm pretty sure it is, but there's no definition of what's in Global and what isn't in Global right now, and I don't have this card, but I'm pretty sure this is out in Global right now. So it's going to be Dex plus 15 party buff with a max of plus 35, slash resistance of plus 5 for the individual unit, so a max of 10. And this card is going to focus on that HP of 346, attack 92, and magic 80. Again, this would be a great card to put on Mont or Engelbert, or any card that is going to be somewhat tanky in order to get that slash resist on it, and then get that Dex plus 35 for that critical hit enhancement for your party. So this would be a card that is designed around a critical hit build, and we'll start talking about different card builds once I review all of the cards, and then we can put together a couple videos on the different types of builds that you can build by mixing the 5 cards together on your team. Now, Be Stronger Than Anyone, I do actually have this card, and out of all the cards I've reviewed, this card actually has the highest attack of all the UR cards that I've reviewed. So that's an attack of 190, HP 292, and Magic 18. Now, this card is also interesting because the party buff is a cast time reduction, even though it's the highest attack card. So the cast time reduction is minus 50 with a max of 100. For those of you that don't know how CT with spellcasting works, that's translated to a minus 5% or a minus 10% respectively, depending on what tier it's at. So it's a 5% or 10% spell haste for your whole party. Critical hit plus 5 for the individual unit with a max of plus 10. So this is going to be a really good unit for that crit build unit or that crit build attacking unit in your group. I would say if you're running like a farming group, so like I run Ishtola in my farming group, this is just great for Ishtola, and it's great for balancing out that sort of 5-man farming group comp where you're going to have some casters and some attackers in there because you're getting the benefit of the cast time reduction. You're also getting the crit plus 5 and the attack plus 190 on your attacking units. So it really balances it out that way. So I see this card mostly as a farming card almost. But let's say you need to hit an attack tier or something, it always has the attack and the crit on it, so you could also see it used in a crit build as well. Now we're going to get in here to Golem, and Golem is one of the #1 rated UR cards in JP as well. He's going to have the highest HP. He gives a party buff of max HP plus 10% with a max of 25%. He also gives for the individual unit Earth Resist plus 5 with a max of 10. Fully maxed out, he'll give HP plus 500, attack plus 60, Mag plus 36. Again, if you want a unit to survive, you're going to put Golem on it. Golem is going to be great in PvP situations if you're seeing yourself get knocked out by just that little thread of what might be HP. Like if you think that, you know, a 10% HP buff on a Mont, so another 2200 HP would be enough to stop you from getting one shot or whatever it is, that would be where you would want to use this unit. I would probably put him primarily on tanks, although right now I do put him on my Stern because I do want that high HP up, and that helps my Stern survive getting one-shotted right now in PvP. Wedding Tools, I also just pulled this card the other day. I've been getting really lucky on my card pulls, actually. It gives magic attack plus 10 with a max of plus 35 to the whole party. The unit, it gives dark resist plus 5 with a max of 10%. It gives HP 238, attack plus 28, and a magic of 190. So the highest magic buff card right here is going to be wedding tools. And I think the misconception is that the Shiva card is the highest magic buff card. That is actually not true as far as I can tell. It's actually going to be wedding tools right here. Run through snowfields, give us some party buff of stab plus 10 up to 35. Remember, this is going to be on the right side of the attack modifier, so remember it's not actually going to be 35% attack buff. It's going to be 35% modification of all the attacks stacked on your character. So it is a modification of the attack that's already been buffed up on you. You do get agility plus 3 with a max of plus 5, so great bonus on any individual unit that's equipping it. And I believe the agility plus is percentage based right here, so it is a percentage buff. HP plus 261, attack plus 137, magic plus 80. This is going to be for those spear wielding characters who need that extra agility, or any character who needs that agility that needs that little extra buff. You're not going to be using this primarily for the stats, you're going to be using it for the abilities, and more than likely you're going to be using this card in some type of a spear comp that you're trying to use and adjust. The Final Fantasy XIV card has light attack plus 10 with a max of 35, dark resist plus 5 with a max of 10, and it has very medium stats, which is really cool. So it has HP plus 153, attack plus 141, magic plus 127. When I look at this card, I think about a few things. I think about the balance of attack and magic, and I think about the use of the 35% modification on light attack. So that would be looking primarily at like Ramza with his Banish Blade. I would also think about Holy, for any caster that can cast Holy. I'm going to be thinking about any of Ingilbert's abilities that are offensive and light-based. And I'm also going to be thinking about anything Thancred-oriented, of course. So this unit, this card, can't talk. This vision card primarily is going to be focused on any light-based unit. And I would be careful, too, because sometimes the elements of attacks do change based off the core element of the character using the elemental spell. So, for example, I've seen a lightning element stone throw off of I think it's Vadim, because he's lightning element and using stone throw, it's actually a lightning element stone throw, so you can't chain that with regular stone throw. So I would just double check that any of the light abilities you're using are actually going to be light element when you're using them with the character. Now, Shiva is the only character or only vision card I could not find stats on any of the wikis. I scoured all of the wikis, and it only gave me her base stats. So judging from her base stats, I'm just going to make an estimation here in comparison to Rama. Her magic is going to be a little bit more than Rama, so we're probably looking at about 150, 160 magic at max stats. If any of you guys have a Shiva fully maxed out, I would love if you could post the full stats that Shiva gives at the bottom of this in the comments section. Shiva is best known for her evasion buff for the party, so it starts out at 6 and maxes at plus 20. She also gives an individual ice resist of plus 2% with a max at 10. Shiva's going to be that person you want to put on a magic user. And then, of course, Shiva has that evasion versatility for that evasion meta. I would say if you have Shiva, Shiva's almost a 100% guaranteed put on your comps no matter what. Unless you're going for a specific vision card build, I think Shiva with her evasion plus 20 maxed out is one of the most powerful UR cards, or even cards in general in this game right now. Now, Ramuh, similar to Ifrit, has magic up plus 15% with a max of 50. Now, through all the translations, I'm going to guess that's direct magic up, and it's not going to be magic attack up, like we've talked about in a previous video, where I think the magic up is going to affect the left side of the equation and not the right side. So it's only going to modify your character's base magic. It's not going to modify all of the damage from the magic plus that you currently have. It does go up to 50% like Ifrit, though. He has a lightning resistance of plus 2% with a max of 10. HP 264, attack 80, and surprisingly his magic's a little bit low at 130. For being such a high magic attack up unit, I was surprised that his magic was not something along 190 or 180, but I suppose they do have to balance the wedding card as well with this. Alright, you guys, that's, I believe, all of the UR cards in the current meta. If it isn't, be sure to let me know down in the comments section, and I will throw the next UR card that I missed, or any of the cards that I missed, into the MR video that I'm going to be making later on today. Hope you guys all found this useful. We will be doing a new series on this, so we will be hitting up all of the vision cards here in the next couple of days, and we are going to be going over every single one, what their stats are, what their modifications are. And then when that's done, we'll start looking at card combinations and optimization for your setups and layouts. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you're excited for the Final Fantasy Tactics event today. We will be streaming tonight from 8 p.m. to midnight, and we'll probably be playing some other games until the game servers go live, and then we'll jump right into that Final Fantasy Tactics event. So I hope to see you guys there tonight. Again, I love all the comments and likes and subscribes you guys have been leaving me. Be sure to leave more of those. I do try my best to respond to every single one, and I actually get a lot of my video ideas from the comments section. So if you have any ideas, make sure you drop them down there, and, you know, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.